Okay, good morning, everyone. Well, actually, good afternoon, everyone. Name is Hiren Trada. I'm your lecturer, professor, instructor for EE 321, section 04. Nice to see a lot of familiar faces. I guess 1/4 of punishment wasn't enough. Came back for more. I like to think that was a good recommendation, right? Okay, so this is electronics, follow up to EE 201 circuits. Electronics, again, similar to 201, forms a um, bulk of the electrical engineers, I would say, curriculum. Okay, 201 is what non-E majors study in 1/4, and the E major studies for about 3/4. The same thing for electronics. 321 is what the E students study for over 3/4. Okay, and it's actually a combination of electronics and logic circuits, digital logic circuits. And I particularly like this, especially the lab. The lab is a lot of fun. Okay, a lot of a motor control, DC motor control that we'll do in the lab. So electronics is a bit more, I won't say less dry than 201 because you're non-E majors, but it's personally, I like it a lot. Okay. So having said that, how many of you have read the syllabus? Okay, quite a few of you. That's good. I don't have any hidden money in there. And there's some, if you, a few years ago, there was an article I was reading online, news article, and a professor in some university said $100 in an envelope and put it at some hidden location on campus. And way down in his syllabus, he had a line saying that if you follow this map or you go to this place, you'll find some hidden treasure. 15 weeks later, the money was still there. I don't have any hidden money. Okay. Let's get to the syllabus. So those of you who have read the syllabus and you've taken my class before, the page should look familiar. For others who haven't, it will take some getting used to. By the way, I'm happy to see students in my classroom. I always like to see full classrooms, but with the way I've set up my course, probably the last time I see 50% or more of you until the day of the final exam. Doesn't mean any bad thing, it means good things. It just means that you are able to take this class entirely online, okay? And you can take it online synchronously, or you can also take it asynchronously with some portions on quiz days where you have to be present online or live at least, okay? So let's start with the syllabus first. Communication and office hours. My email is htrada@calpoly.edu. I'm very easy to find. I'm always in my office or on campus. If you want to get in touch with me, email is the best. Okay, email is the best way to get in touch with me. When you send me an email, please have in the subject line, please have EE 321-04. Nothing else. Nothing else needs to be in there. Like EE 321-04. That's all I need. If you're in the lab, you're going to write EE 361. It might seem like a minor thing at your end, but it's a big deal at my end. Okay. So please do that. You can also use Canvas inbox to message me. I have both of those on my phone wherever I go. I'm always on my office computer also, and I'm very quick at responding to emails. Okay. My schedule is here at the bottom of the page. Fixed office hours are on Mondays and Fridays from 2 to 4. And those simply mean that I'm guaranteed to be in my office. Okay. But I'm happy to see students anytime they want. So the sections that you see in olive green, I will be in my office, but I may be in a different lab. I may be meeting with somebody. I might be in a department meeting, or might be somebody else somewhere else. So just email me or contact me before coming, just to ensure that I'm in the office. If you're in the building or close by on campus, you can simply come and knock on the door. You know, I might be inside doing some work. The door might be closed. Just knock, wait for about 10 seconds, because it takes me a little bit while to come out of my cubicle. And then, even if it's not office hours, you have a quick question, I'd be happy to answer. I'm also available via Zoom. So I don't log on to Zoom like during office times. But if you need me to meet on Zoom, if you're on campus and you want to meet on Zoom, just send me an email. And I'll just quickly hop onto Zoom at a date and time that's convenient to both of us. And can help you out. Okay. My office is in 20117. Building 20 is the building that's right opposite that, diagonally opposite this building. Okay. If you have taken 201 classes, you probably are familiar with that building, but it's Engineering East, electrical engineering building. And I'm in the middle of the E, the middle prong of the E, 20117. Let's see. Oh, if you are contacting a professor or staff for any reason, always use your official Cal Poly email ID. I know a lot of students prefer to use personal IDs, but there are 2 reasons why you should use your official ones. Your official email is verified and is linked to you. It's linked to your account. Nobody can spoof that. If you use your personal information, anybody can spoof my name, Hiren.Trada, or HIRTRADA, or Hiren.Trada, whatever number, enter some numbers in there and say at Gmail, at Yahoo, at Outlook, whatever, and can send an email with my first name and my last name. So somebody can spoof your name and send any faculty or any department asking information about you. If we don't pay attention to the header of the email, we just look at the name, we might divulge personal information about you to someone else. So we have to be careful at our end. So even if you use your personal email, I will always reply to your official Cal Poly email. Okay. So you don't want your personal information being divulged to someone else. So always be careful about that. Other reason is sometimes your personal email might get sent to the spam folder. Okay. Spam filters are always constantly being updated. So even if you have used your email in the past, your personal email in the past, it's not a guarantee it would work in the future. Okay. All right, course information. This is E321, Electronics for Non-E Majors. It's the follow-on course to E201. Several of you did take 201 with me, so you are familiar with the course structure. There have been some changes since that time, though. Some minor changes. Your class or your section is 04, which is from 12 to 1 p.m. Following section is 05, which is 1 to 2 p.m. And I always like to teach back to back to back. Okay. If you wish, you can switch, not officially switch, but if you wish to attend later, you can do so, whether online or in person. I'm I'm pretty certain we'll have space or physical seats available in both sections. And online, of course, anybody can take it online anytime. So my courses are structured with UDL principles. UDL, for those of you who are not familiar, stands for Universal Design for Learning. Simply stated, it means you're applying a wide range of tools and technology to benefit a wide range of learning styles. So one of the things I do is I use a writing tablet that is connected to the in-class computer. And this writing tablet is duplicated on the projector screen. Everything that I do here is available to you on the projector screen in the classroom. And then I also log on to Zoom at the same time, and I broadcast this shared screen on Zoom. Nothing else, only the shared screen and the sound of my voice, obviously. And that shared screen is recorded. Okay, so you can attend class in 3 different modalities. You can attend live in person, you can attend live online, or if you want to do neither, you can just watch the recorded videos. The recorded videos are posted on YouTube on a playlist. the playlist or my channel is not monetized. So, it's not as if like the more students who view it, I'm going to make more money. It's not monetized at all. So it's freely available to anyone who wants to use it. Okay. So again, as I said, you can attend. There's no compulsion to attend in person. I do not take attendance. You are all adults. You decide what works best for you. Okay. Door is always open. You can walk in and out of the classroom anytime you want. If you need to leave early, feel free to do so. If you need to come in late, feel free to do so. If you need to stretch your legs just for a few minutes and walk outside, that's fine with me. As long as it's not a disturbance to the classroom, I don't really care, right? As I said, you're adults, meaning if you need to leave early or come in late, you have a good reason to do so. You don't have to divulge that reason to me. You can eat and drink anything you want as long as there's no spillage. Technically, we are not supposed. Might get in trouble. I shouldn't be recording that, by the way. Because there are signs posted on every classroom. So again, anything that's not a disturbance to the classroom or your peers learning, feel free to do so. It's fine. I do not take attendance as long as the work is submitted. That's all that matters, right? All material is delivered via class notebook. So class notebook is Microsoft's OneNote. I would strongly recommend that students sign up for that. OneNote is basically it's a digital notebook. If you've never used it before, it's a very powerful note-taking device. Now, you may have your own preferred software, that is fine. But the class notebook feature of OneNote, and I find it's really handy, it's really great, is basically anything I write on my end automatically syncs and is available at the student's end in near real time. And I will write here, and like a few seconds later, it's available at your end. So students are, I encourage students to take notes, but sometimes due to the speed, some students might be a little bit behind. So that way you don't have to worry about, okay, I know I missed that slide. Well, my notes and annotations will still be available at your end. Okay. All of the slides and PDFs are already available on the website. You can download it into your own note-taking software if you want. Import it. It's a PDF file, so you can import it anywhere you want. And then, of course, you can also import it into OneNote. Okay. And so, again, so I would recommend that you sign up via the class notebook link. Lecture videos are recorded and posted online for learning. From the front page, if you click on lecture videos, you can see the section 04, there's a playlist, section 05. Right now, of course, is empty. And then I have mine from summer 24 and winter 22. So you can refer to those also if you want. Summer is compressed, and so winter 22 is probably better in terms of learning. Okay, course information and access code purchase. So anytime this slide comes up or this page comes up, there's always a big negative feeling or negative atmosphere because I'm asking students to purchase something on top of everything else. Okay, but let me explain. So as I stated earlier, I use UDL principles, right? One of the defining features for that is flexibility for the students, so they can choose the learning modality and the learning method that best works for them. Okay, so one of the things I like to do is with the homework assignments, my homework assignments are set for mastery of learning, not for penalty. Okay, so students' mastery of learning. So there is maximum attempts for you to take homework. Now, this homework system utilizes a paid version from Pearson, the publisher of the book. Okay, if you've previously taken a course with me for 201, I think that course, I think that code was valid for about 18 months. So if you took it within the last 15 months, it should work automatically. For those of you who have not taken a class with me, it's a $50 or $52 purchase. Okay, but having said that, I make it worth your while. Okay, I make it worth your while to spend that money. Homework accounts for about 30% of your overall grade. Okay. I utilize the online system for homework and for non-proctored quizzes. So the homework is about 30% of your grade. The non-proctored quizzes is about 10%. Total is a massive chunk of your overall grade, which is 40%. Okay. Some of the changes I've implemented recently is there is no penalty, meaning you can take as many attempts as you want to get your answers correct. As I stated, it's set up for mastery of learning. Okay, you attempt the homework multiple times until you obtain 100%. There is no reason why any student should have less than 100% from the homework. Okay, and I will talk a bit more about that when we get to assignments. But this is an access code purchase that is required for the class. Okay. If you have any questions or concerns, if you wish to switch to a different section, I completely understand. If you wish to drop out and join another section, I will try and ensure that you can get into that section. So if you have any questions or concerns and you wish to drop out, let me know as soon as possible. Okay. I will try and see if you can get you enrolled into the other sections. There is a new section that opened up. I don't know if the time works for you or not, but I think it's from 4 to 5, I believe. So if you have not yet taken a look at it, definitely take a look at it. Okay. And I would completely understand if students want to switch out. Okay. Signing up for this is external to Cal Poly accounts. Okay. What you would do is you would go to Access Pearson. And from Access Pearson, you would sign in. If you have previously used and set up a Pearson account with Mastering Engineering or with Pearson Publishing, then you use that exact same email address. And hopefully you used your Cal Poly email address. If you're setting up a new one, please use your Cal Poly email address. Okay. I don't know how that sync works, but even if you have a personal email address, it still works in your Cal Poly system in the Canvas. I guess that's the magic of their technology, but it works. Okay. All the grades are automatically pulled into Canvas. So whatever work you do in Pearson automatically shows up in Canvas. Okay. All your grades are automatically here. And then when you sign up, there's a 14-day free trial. Okay. So if you need to take some time to think about it for a few days, you can do so. But there's no reason for anyone to wait. Okay. So whether, let's say you might want to take a few days to think about it, go ahead and sign up today itself. Every class you take with, if in the future someone else is using Pearson, you'll still have that 14-day free trial. Okay. It's not a one-time thing. It's linked to every single course that you might take. So you sign up as soon as possible. Later on, if you decide to drop out, you don't have to do anything. Okay. Because it'll run for 14 days and then it'll ask you for payment after 14 days. But the course is structured such that you can't do everything in the first 14 days and then, so unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. All right, let's take a pause, think about all of that, and let me know if you have any questions. Sorry, what? The question being asked is whether the new section was also Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I believe so. I think it was, actually, I can check it right now. Yep, 21, 30, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 4 to 5. And there's plenty of seats available. 21 seats are available. Right here, section 07. Okay. All right, assignments and grading. Assignments are split into 3. There are no midterms in my classes. Everything is a quiz. I take weekly quizzes. And so, in judging from past evaluation and student feedback, students prefer that. It's less of a stressor on students. And the course grade is divided, well, I wouldn't say evenly divided, but it's divided kind of equitably across all assignments so that no single category is a big chunk of, of your overall grade. Meaning, sorry, not category. Let me rephrase that. No single assignment is a big chunk of your overall grade. Okay. Homework counts for 30%. Quizzes count for about 45, and then final exam is about 25. The final exam is not 35 or 40%, meaning if you mess it up or if you're having a bad day, your overall grade is not affected that badly. Okay. Homework is split into two. And the assumption would be that when you do the homework, you are going to do some scratch work or some rough work it out on paper. Right? If you have problems, you're going to work it out either on a writing tablet or on a piece of paper. What you do with that is you then enter the answers onto the online Connect system, right? If it's incorrect, you cross it out, you're going to do some more work and get the answer right. Online system is basically going to give you the immediate feedback and the immediate points. Then the work that you did, even if it's just scratch work, you scan it, create a PDF, and you upload on Canvas. The online homework system counts for 25%. You have unlimited attempts to do so until you get, well, actually, you know what? Let me take it back. The system, the maximum limit in the system is 30 attempts. And I've set it to the max limit. Okay, I don't believe they have unlimited. McGraw-Hill has unlimited, but Pearson doesn't. And, after 10 attempts, if you're getting it incorrect, just reach out to me. Okay, but again, the point is that you have multiple attempts up to the max limit to get the answer correct. Again, mastery of learning. And then the work that you did, whether it's on a tablet or whether it's on paper, you create a PDF and you upload it on Canvas. I will look at it and you get 5% towards your overall grade. Okay. The scanned work. I'm not going to penalize students. I'm not taking points off. I'm not deducting them. I'm scanning through those quickly. I'm looking at it for the work that's been done. And assuming that work has been done correctly, you get the full grade. So there's no penalty on those uploads. So there's no reason why any student should have less than 100% combined on the homework. Okay, and that's 30% of your overall grade. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay, so there's two parts to that homework: the online system, and then the PDFs that you submit. Okay. Also, there's no penalty for multiple attempts. And, well, good news, bad news. Not bad news, but minor news. Good news is there's a due date, but late homework is accepted. So you can be late. Something is going on in your life. You're working too hard. Other things going on. You're late. Submitted by a day or two late. That's fine. Automatically, system will accept it. But there is a small penalty of 5% for every day that you're late. Okay. If you're on time, multiple attempts, done, submit 100%, fine, done. If you're late, you submitted 2 days late, you still got 100%, but there's 5% deduction for every day, so you would earn 90%. Okay. So again, there is a due date on each and every homework assignment, but late homework is accepted. Okay, you don't have to ask me for an extension. Yes. No, it won't work that way. It'll automatically submit on the due date, and then the system automatically takes the deductions. So if a question being asked was, can we get done 80% of the work? Let me know if I'm understanding it correctly or not. Let's say it's a 100-point homework. You get 80 points up to the due date. You submitted that, and then you submit the rest of the 20% late. Am I understanding it correctly? Okay. If you can't figure out what is, and so the rest of the 20% is late, then 5% is deducted from that 20%. It's a good question, and I want to say the system probably doesn't work that way because every new attempt that you do, I think it erases. But let me check into it. Okay, it's a good question. But I do know the due date, the system will automatically submit the homework. Meaning if it's like, if you did 50%, if you did 40%, if you did 0, that's your grade on that due date. That's what it's going to be. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Then staying on the theme of the online system, I also use the online system for non-proctored quizzes. Okay. So as I said, I use quizzes in my class. There's a weekly quiz. I typically target about 7 to 9 quizzes. And 7 to 9 quizzes with at least 8 quizzes is about 2 or at least more than 2 midterms, or at least 2 midterms. Okay. 2 midterm exams. So quizzes will be in length about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or 25 minutes. But it's about 2 midterms or so. And quizzes are split again into 2 categories. There's proctored quizzes that are on Monday and non-proctored quizzes that are on Friday. The non-proctored quizzes are similar to the homework assignments, and they use the online system, the online mastering engineering system from Pearson. So again, you're using Pearson. Now, the difference is the homework, you have multiple attempts, you have extended deadlines. For quizzes, not so. You only have 1 attempt, and you have a time limit. Okay, and you can open up these links and read them in detail, but I'll just quickly point out. Quizzes are available on Friday, beginning at 8 a.m. until midnight on Friday. You can begin anytime you want, but once you begin the quiz, it's a 15-minute quiz, and you begin at, let's say, 8 o'clock in the morning, first thing in the morning, 8:15, you're done. Okay, if you don't submit anything, you get a 0. You submit something, the system will let you know, correct or incorrect. Okay. So again, not similar to the homework assignment. It uses the online system. So the format is similar, but the rules are different. Okay, the rules are different. And those account for up to 10% of your overall grade. Okay, so the non-proctored quizzes account for 10%. And then we have the proctored quizzes that take place in class every single Monday. Okay, every single Monday, I will assess the student's understanding of the material from the previous week. So we learn in class on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then the following Monday, I will assess you in the quiz first thing in class, meaning at 12 p.m. And let's say it's a 20-minute quiz from 12:10 to 12:30 p.m. It's a live quiz. In the live quiz, you can take it in person in the classroom or online. And if you are taking it online, you must log on to Zoom with your cameras on for proctoring purposes. Okay. So you must log on Zoom with your cameras on. This is the only requirement of attendance for the class, which is the proctored quiz on Monday. So for those 15 minutes or 20 minutes, students must be either in the classroom or online with your cameras on. If a student submits a quiz and I don't see them online, then those quizzes will not be graded. Okay, that is a requirement. Everybody, please ensure that you read the rules before you do so. Okay, you do not have to let me know that you're attending online. You could take a quiz in person one Monday and go online the next Monday. That is fine. The structure is set up. You choose what works best for you. You don't have to let me know. You don't have to take my permission. Okay, but there are rules that are set in place to make it fair for everyone. So please follow those rules. Okay, and definitely read through these 5 links that I have set up here. And let me know if you have any questions. Yes. I think it's mostly right or wrong, and that's why I kept the grade percentage low. I might look into, so the question being asked is if it's only right or wrong. If you make a slight error and the system gives us wrong, then we're just getting a 0, right? That's the question. And so that might be, it's against the spirit of the course setup that I have here. So I might give maybe 2 attempts. Maybe I don't know, I haven't thought about it. But your question makes me think about it. So I might give it like 1 more attempt or something. Okay. And all quizzes, by the way, are open book, open notes, open internet. Just no dial a friend. Can't ask anybody for help. And so if you are taking it online too, no asking anybody for help. It's everything that you have, all the resources, all the tools that you would need to solve it are at your disposal. Show me your best work. Show me that you understood and you learned. Okay. So again, open book, open notes, open internet, whatever you want. Show me your best work. Yes. Both. All quizzes, proctored and non-proctored quizzes. In classroom, you can have your laptops on the, on the desk in front of you. You can have your tablets, whatever you want. It's fine. Okay. I even have my final exams open book, open notes, but not open internet. Only open book, open notes. This classroom presents a little bit of challenge because when I do open book, open notes, I usually like to sit at the back so I can monitor the screens. So I'll think about it. But as of now, it'll be open book, open notes. Okay. And speaking of, oh, were there any other questions? Okay. Speaking of the final exam link is right here from the front page. Please read everything on this page. Absolutely. Final exam is mandatory. It's not optional. Actually, nothing in my class is optional. Okay, everything is mandatory, meaning I do not drop anything. I do not drop a homework assignment. I do not drop a quiz. I do not drop final exam. Students can skip final exam if they want to. It's just that their overall grade will not have that 25%. Okay. Oh, also, I forgot this. There are extra credit questions and assignments available in every single homework assignment. Okay. There's video tutorials. I'm sorry, there's tutorials and then video solutions that students can view in every homework assignment. And all of those are for extra credit. So if you do the extra work, you get the extra credit. And that extra credit is carried over, meaning from homework 1, it carries homework 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. It carries over and applies to the overall homework. And anything that is left extra also applies to your overall grade. And it happens every single quarter that I have students who earn more than 100% overall grade. Every single quarter I have students. Okay. So I was going to joke and say that I would only give out like 3 A's in my classroom, but it's too late to say that now. I don't have any issue with awarding all 36 students an A if they earn it. Okay, so there's a lot of work in my classes, but if students do all the work and they all earn more than 90%, then everybody gets an A. And I have no problem with that. Sounds good. Okay. Grading scheme is standard Cal Poly grading scheme. So 90s is an A, 80 is a B, 70 is a C, and 60 is a D. So again, as I said, I have no problem awarding everyone an A if they earned it. Final exams, there is no Zoom options. Everybody must take it in person, and you must have your Cal Poly ID for identification purposes. Okay, as I said, probably about more than 50 to 60% of the students I will not see again until the day of the final. And so I know several of you, I know your faces, but as the quarter goes along, I'd be surprised if I have more than like 10 students, beginning like weeks 4 or 5. And which is fine, by the way. Your exam is on a Monday from 10 to 1. Okay, university scheduled 10 to 1. Now, I do have an option available, which is on the Saturday before finals week, meaning our last day of class is March 14th, Friday, March 14th. And then the next day is the final exam. That's an option that I provide to students for those of you who want to get done early. Okay, that's a Saturday. And I want to say about 25 to 30% of students in every class of mine, they always take that option. So about 8 to 10 students or 10 to 12 students out of 36 will take the exam on a Saturday. And so if you wish to do that, you can feel free to do so. That Saturday exam will not be in this room. It's a different room in building 20 where my office is. Okay. You can also take the exam during the alternated times, basically with the other section, which is on Wednesday from 1 to 4, or with my 306 class on a Friday from 10 to 1. Now, because of the lack of seats, physical seats in the classroom, the Wednesday and Friday exams, no, sorry. Yeah, your exam is on Monday. So Wednesday or Friday exams, if students from those classes decide to take the exam on a Saturday and those seats become available on a Wednesday or Friday, which I do not hesitate to say that there will be seats available. So if you do want to take the exam on a Wednesday or Friday, you submit the form that is at the end of the page. And just earlier in the previous class, I realized that form is not visible. The simple Google form, it simply states, enter your name, first name, last name, which class you're enrolled in, and which day you'd like to take the exam. That's all. Now, if you're attending at your regular scheduled time, you do not need to fill out this form. You fill out the form only if you wish for an alternative time, okay? Because it's on a first come, first served basis. So I need to know how many seats are available and how many requests I have. That's all. So again, read through the final exam page. Attendance. I do not take attendance. It's live and synchronous. Everything is set up. You are all adults. You choose what works best for you. And then let's talk about instructor evaluations. So now you would have just filled out instructor evaluations at the end of the quarter. And I would tell you, maybe some other professors have not told you, but I will tell you, these are very serious, okay? These form part of my employee file. For everyone, it forms part of their official HR employee file. And these are looked at very seriously by everyone. Trust me. All the professors look at it very seriously. Our department review committees also look at it very seriously. Okay, these are form part of my official employee file. And when I'm reviewed, basically all faculty in the entire university are reviewed or evaluated by their peer faculty. So there's a committee that evaluates everybody in the department. Okay, this is perhaps students may not be familiar with this, but it's it's a fact. And whether you're in academic environments or corporate environments, evaluation, your bosses, your managers would be evaluating you. The same thing happens here. So when you submit these evaluations, this evaluation is one component. Actually, it's a big component of our evaluation. Okay. And so these are looked at very seriously. And I do like to point out something that I hadn't even thought of. And I realized this just a few months ago when a student left feedback saying that I didn't go to class this week, so I'm choosing neutral 3. And then it struck me, maybe everybody is not familiar with the scale because it's a 1 to 5 scale. So you might think that the middle 3 is average or neutral, but it's not. And I can make a very good analogy about that scale. Your grades are from 0 to 100%. 50% is in the middle. Is that average? No, it's a failing grade. Similarly, 3 for us is a failing grade. The overall department average, I would say, from thousands, more than 1,000 students, is about 4.35. Okay, so it's at that level. So 3 is not neutral. It's not average. 3 is a failing grade for me. Okay. Now, you should always put in what your experience is. Okay. Obviously, my style of teaching, sometimes I like to crack jokes. It might have, usually it's not offensive, but you never know. I mean, like hundreds of students, somebody might get offended. So let's hope not. So if my style of teaching doesn't work for you, something doesn't work for you, then absolutely you should, you put it in there. That's fine. You can write "he sucks" in there, but you tell me why I suck so I can do better. Like for last quarter, I would think pretty much I generally have, I would say my work is good enough and I'm lucky enough to have good students. So my evaluations are pretty decent. But there was a 1 in there. And I look at that 1, it's like out of hundreds of students, there's like 1, but in the comments, there's nothing. And so I'm left wondering, how was the experience so bad that for that one student, and it's still valid, right? It's the experience for the student that it was bad. But why was it bad? I have no idea. So I have no idea what I did, right? So if you want to, it's anonymous. So write it, put it in there so that we know what is going on. Now, everything that you are experiencing right now is what your peers experienced in the past. So they gave us feedback. I made some changes. And here we are, right? So you are benefiting from the experience of your peers in the past, but that doesn't help you now. So what I do is I also have unofficial evaluations, which students can submit every week. Now, all of this is extra work, so I provide extra credit, meaning these are optional, right? The official evaluations are also optional, and the unofficial ones that I have weekly are also optional. The questions are the same. It's a Google form based on the Cal Poly questions, and all you're doing is you're submitting it. You could send the link to your buddies sitting in Florida on a beach somewhere, and they could fill it out too. But please don't. It is to your benefit, meaning if I'm doing something that is not working for you, you put it in there so I can make a course correction in real time. Okay. And that's the purpose of those unofficial evaluations. Now, the extra credit is in the form of 3 percentage points applied directly to your overall grade. So the official end of the quarter evaluations is worth 1 point, and the unofficial ones are worth 2 points. So the unofficial ones, basically, depending on the response rate for both of them, response rate meaning 36 students, and if I see 36 evaluations at the end of the quarter, it's 100% response rate. Every student in the class receives 1 extra point towards their overall grade. Okay. And for the unofficial ones, I will total everything, calculate the response rate, 9 times 36, and then I would see what the percentage is and how many out of 2% applies again to your overall grade. So for example, if 18 of 36 students submit the evaluations, every student in the class will receive 0.5 points towards their overall grade. Make sense? Right? So the more every student participates, the higher the participation rate, and the higher the extra credit that is available to every single student. Whether you submit an evaluation and participate or not, you still receive those full credit points. Okay. And then we are nearly at the end. So let me see what else. Class notebook is right here. The instructions for mastering engineering are right here from the front page. But you sign up through Access Pearson. And then the final exam, student hours, contact me is just email. Class notebook is a link that allows you to sign up directly to the Microsoft OneNote. And then there's a small discussion section that I have here for Introduce Me. And I do like to do these. It's not mandatory in the sense that if you're not comfortable sharing anything about you to your peers, then you let me know. Do not leave it blank. I mean, you can leave it blank, but you let me know that you're not comfortable sharing anything about yourself, okay? But do not leave it blank without letting me know. It's worth 10 points and it's applied to the quizzes section. And so it's part of your grade. It's just a way of you getting to know your peers. I think most of the people in the class you might be familiar with, but sometimes there are juniors and seniors and different years. And so it's a good way of knowing everyone around you. Sometimes you might find new people who have the same interests and same hobbies as you do. And you'd be surprised how often that happens. Anyway, I went first, not to toot my own horn, but I have a few things about me. You can read through it, make fun of me because of my taste in movies. And then a couple of pictures from the time when I was trying to be a punk about 14 years ago. So you don't have to post pictures if you don't want to, but post it in there. Share what you want. As long as it's not offensive, anything is fine. Interests, hobbies, books you like to read, movies, TV shows you like to watch. If you don't want to post, again, reach out to me. Do not just leave it blank without letting me know. Okay. If you are taking the lab with me, then E361 is a different lab. It also has the same section. So do not just fill it out in one class and neglect the other one. It's two different things. Okay. We have 4 minutes left. And I just want to bring up the class notebook. So the class notebook at my end, oh, it's not open. And let's see, 321 winter. And so when you sign up, and signing up doesn't mean there's no purchase required. Signing up simply links your OneNote to the class notebook. That's all. It's a digital note-taking software, and you will see at your end. Come on, content library is not synced yet. Let me open up the one from summer. So anything that I write on here is automatically annotated and it's already available at your end when you sign up. Okay. So whatever I write on here is available in real time to you. Okay. So I would strongly recommend sign up for the class notebook. Even if you are taking notes in class, this will be very handy to have. Okay. All right. So we'll end class here today. If you have any questions, I have like another 10 minutes before my next class. Otherwise, I'll see you all on Wednesday.